All right, you are getting ready to review charts within eTMACT. So we are going to do a quick overview of some initial things to prepare for. First off, the lead evaluator and co-evaluators have to decide who is taking which IDs. So the system alerts us when our chart ID has been, a client ID, start over. Okay. Over. All right, you're getting ready to review charts, and we're going to walk you through some initial steps. Remember, where you get to the chart ID selection and can start filling out the forms is right here, chart log access. One of the early things to do is decide who's evaluating which chart. Currently, the system isn't able to track that, who's been assigned, but it's something we're looking to change. So you're deciding who's taking which chart, and then as you've received the chart materials to review, which that is something that lives outside of eTMACT, it is not to be included here. So for instance, nobody should be uploading any PHI documents into the sample document uploads. But however you're reviewing that data, you will say, look at client ID chart, and let's pull up the form. eTMACT will want to confirm that this indeed is who you're looking at, so hit confirm. It's always going to only default list the lead evaluator's name here. Even if the co-evaluator is the one who has this open, we're looking at ways to better track who's actually filling out this form. But for now, this is how it works. So let's take and start going through this example. So you hit edit, and you're walk through some key pieces of information. So in this case, I'm looking at an ID where schizophrenia is the primary diagnosis. And does the diagnosis fit? For now, until I get further into the charts and be able to understand level of functioning, because it's not just diagnosis. Sometimes the level of functioning gives you information to make you think it's a no. For now, I'm going to say yes. And then I'm looking at the last 2 in-person psychiatric care provider visits that was provided to me. And so in this case, I'm going to submit that it was March 22nd. It was in the community, and it was Carol Long. So if you're reviewing a team that has multiple providers, you'll have all their names in here. And the one that went further back is on February 6th. Carol Long. If you're reviewing a chart where you only had one chart note, and it may be because the person was enrolled 4 months ago, you would click this so the system knows that you didn't overlook it, that there was only one visit. We are trying to track telehealth contacts. They are not counted for any of the items per protocol in eTMACT, but it's a way for us to understand the use of telehealth here. Also, we will be reviewing the last 2 psychiatric provider notes and looking for evidence of documented brief therapy. So in this case, we'll say we did see something. This is where you capture, if you do say yes, you provide a little more information about what you saw. So that information is available for the sake of having data to look at how to make ratings. I also use this text box to just capture general notes. It's a good way to capture the quality or what the focus was during that session, so you have that information available. So I may say, I saw evidence of CBT used to address anxiety. Overall personal note and sensitive to individuals' feelings, experiences. So I may just capture something qualitative like that. Hit save. Always hit save. So now you see this information. This will update. If I do a refresh, it shows up right there. All right. Now, the next one is to start entering the notes for the 4-week period. Now, our 4-week period is listed here, 3/26 to 4/22. And the menu of the calendar here will only restrict us to those dates. You can't enter dates outside of that range. Now, if I would have received a note from Dr. Long that was actually March 26th, I would enter it up here to track it, and I need to make sure I enter it down here. So let's actually do that just to have that example. She went out on a Sunday. Good for her. Actually, we'll put her on Monday. She's not working weekends. All right. So, and again, it just takes a refresh because there's a calculation that eTMACT is doing, trying to understand the span of time between the dates here. So let's go ahead and lead with Dr. Long's visit. Contact type, it was face-to-face. I'm doing what's called a quick add. And I'll speak more to this in another video. Community, 30 minutes, and it was Dr. Long. Quick add, shows up there, but I need to share more information. So let me hit edit. Med update, spent time addressing anxiety with CT. Confirmed PCP appointment. Personal and supportive. No, yes, and therapy, I may, choosing on the extent it went into, I may judge it here week. Confirming the PCP appointment, maybe a week. And I'm going to hit save. So now it shows up. The default setting of include the note shows up now. So I know that this note was filled in, but I want to come back, save and return to chart list right here. Notice how 12 has changed. So eTMACT is indicating somebody's starting to review this chart. It's a simple way to be able to look at who's engaging with the charts, not who's engaging with the charts, but which charts haven't at least opened and touched, so to speak. And that concludes this brief overview.